Hello everybody, welcome back. Rugby TV, we carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Women's Club Rugby, and as you know, we've got a tremendous focus at the moment on women's rugby, and we're going to keep driving this and really make sure that we bolster the women's rugby supporters, players, coaches, managers, and so on out there. Over the last few weeks, we've managed to speak to Babalwa Lacha, Lorian, Johannes Haupt. We've had Danelle Rousseau on the show. We've had Anissa Adams from UWC on the show. And of course, today we had Nosipa Poswa on the show. But we're thrilled now to have on the show the chairlady of Tygerberg Women's Rugby Football Club on the show with us. And as I say, we kind of got her a little bit by surprise, but we managed to get her on the show, and she had some fantastic announcements over the weekend. Frances Engelbrecht. Frances, great to have you on the show. How are things there with you?
Thank you, JP. Things are great. Thanks.
Frances, first time for us on the show with you. Before you tell us what you guys did this weekend, first tell me a little bit about Tygerberg Rugby Football Women's Department. You're the chair lady.
Okay, JP. The women's rugby at Tygerberg started back in 2016 when we offered rugby for under 16 and 18s. And then in 2018, we started our first senior women's team. We ended second in the league, though, in 2018, and we qualified to represent VP Rugby at the National Club Championship. And we ended fourth out of the 9 teams that year. So, yeah, that's about Tygerberg.
So that's fantastic. So you've got quite a, it sounds like if you're having such success, you've got a very well organized structure. Tygerberg women's rugby team obviously then doing quite well.
Yes, we are doing quite well, JP.
So tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit how many ladies you've got, how many teams. Of course, this has been a difficult year. There's been no training. There's been no matches. I mean, the women at the club must be obviously very disappointed about the fact that they haven't been able to play this year. But tell us a little bit about the teams and how often, well, maybe under normal circumstances, would they practice?
Yes, we are approximately 30 ladies in our team. We practice on a Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, at the moment there's the pandemic, so we don't practice. We are basically the only team in the northern suburbs of Western Cape. So we are having everyone in the northern suburbs joining us, from Kraaifontein to Elsiestrivier. Yeah, and we are almost 30 ladies in the team.
I've got to ask you, as the chair lady of a women's rugby structure, would you say that there's a big difference between being the chair lady of a women's rugby structure versus the chair lady of a man's rugby structure?
I would say there's no difference. It's how you post yourself. It's how you deal with it. If you want to make a success, JP, you can do it. Hence, you're a lady or a man, you can do it. It's the goal you set for yourself, and you can be successful if you are goal-driven.
That's positive. That's positive, Frances. So let's talk a little bit about the teams, other teams out there before we talk about your big surprise that you had over the weekend. Who the top women's sides out there that every year you say, hang on, we've really got to get our game plan together for?
We always set our game plan for Busybees Langa, but they top us every year. So yeah, we always end up second. So yeah, that is our biggest opponent. And yeah, we met on Saturday, and I think the ladies is positive. They want to get Busybees. So yeah, that's what we are ready for.
Right, so you've got your sights set already on
Yes.
who. Well, if things keep going the way that they are, you might see a lot more women's rugby teams coming to clubs over the foreseeable future, and that's of course good news for women's rugby.
Yes, JP.
Okay, Frances. So tell us a little bit about over the weekend. You had a bit of a surprise there for the women's rugby side.
Yes, so over the weekend, I informed the ladies that we're having our strat planning for 2021, and I invited them to join us on Saturday. I also invited the men's management to join us, the Tygerberg management to join us on Saturday, and I surprised them with some clothing that were funded by the Lotto. The ladies were quite surprised, but they were grateful.
So the Tira all dressed up in fancy new kit.
Yes, yes. So yeah, they have to see us when we get on the field now.
Well, you've got to send us lots of photographs. We're really keen to see all that. Have you got any idea at this stage if there will be any training activities? We know that at the moment there has to be very special regulations around returning to training and so on. Are there any activities on the cards for you?
We are hopeful, JP, that there will be some training. We hope for some training. It's just that we need to register for, you know, COVID regulations and everything. And until that is confirmed, we will be back on the field for some training.
Yeah,
starting with some fitness.
Is that what everybody's looking for? Is getting forward to some fitness training? Do you see it at the moment as pre-season?
Definitely, JP. Definitely.
And how much interaction is there at the club level from a fan's point of view supporting women's rugby? I mean, we know that Tygerberg, the Tira has got such a fantastic supporters club. I mean, you go to when you get to Tygerberg, there's just fans everywhere. Do you get a lot of support?
The women get a lot of support from the supporters, I must say, and we are thankful for the supporters that they don't differentiate between men and ladies. So yeah, we do get a lot of support. We are thankful.
And then, Francis, Western Province Rugby is rolling out a high-performance coaching course at the moment, which is exclusively for women. Will you be participating in that, or will some of the coaches at your club also be maybe participating in that?
JP, we started with practice in March 2020, and I think we were a step ahead for VP. We identified 3 ladies already that we started with the coaching program. We wanted them to get on board. So when the VP made it formal, we already identified 3 in March. So yeah, we submitted their names and we were a step ahead.
That's fantastic. So we've got to get them on TV. We've got to also focus on your coaches that are coming through the ranks then.
Yes, yes.
Francis, I think we'll leave it at that. Are there any shout-outs from your side for the women's rugby side or for the Tira fans?
Shout out to all the Tira fans, to my team, my rugby team, Tygerberg ladies. Big shout out to them. So yeah.
Okay, Francis, well, we're looking forward to following the progress. We're so happy that you guys had such success over the weekend. We know that those type of moments are very special moments, and of course, after 7 months of not being able to see each other, it must have been even more special.
It was very special, JP. So yeah.
Thanks, Francis. We'll catch up again soon.
Thank you, JP.
There we go. And of course, we remind you, stay safe out there. Wash the hands, practice social distancing, and always wear a mask.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Francis. There we go, folks. Francis Engelbrecht, Tygerberg Rugby Football Women's Club Chairlady. And we're looking forward to getting them back on the line to talk more about what's happening at Tygerberg Women's Rugby side. Folks, as you know, on a weekly basis, we do a review of MChem 24-hour pharmacies, public reviews, Facebook and Google. And this week's review, of course, comes in from Wesley Swichelaar. And Wesley says, "Good day, MChem management team. What a pleasure it was driving 60 kilometers to your store and receiving such friendly service early hours of the morning. Been at your store for the very first time ever, as we don't have a 24-hour pharmacy anywhere in the southern suburbs. Please consider opening a branch anywhere between Wynberg and Muizenberg, which would be halfway, either between Cape Town and Simonstown. But my trip was well worth it. Thank you for an awesome, amazing, friendly service all around. Kind regards, Wesley." Well, folks, there we go. Wesley Swichelaar giving MChem Pharmacy a 5-star rating. MChem 24-hour pharmacy, 5-star rating. Every staff member at MChem 24-hour pharmacy is, of course, geared to help you with your pharmaceutical requirements from the minute that you park to the minute that you leave. MChem staff are there to help you with whatever you need, whenever you need it. And that's MChem's promise. MChem 24-hour pharmacy is always open, and they're there to help you 24 hours a day, every day. Folks, when we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Don't go away.